Hi everyone, welcome to Training with Casey, where we explore animal training and living our best lives with animals. I'm Joseph Laughlin, producer of this podcast, and now here's your host, Casey Covert. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to Training with Casey. I'm Casey, your host, or one of your hosts, because some of you will remember my friend Joseph Laughlin, who was producing my podcast for quite a while, and he went off to go back to school. And what are you going to do now, Joseph?
Well, hello everybody, and thank you, Casey. Uh, I am uh, working on just getting into the animal side of things, and I have a podcast called Zookeeper Roadmap Podcast, which hopefully we can collaborate on and
That would be cool.
uh, pretty much share ideas with each other.
Yeah, because we can work on our podcast together, but they're
They're
yours has
both
been
kind of
going.
unique.
It's very unique because I do a lot of work with dog owners and so on. But really, what I'm really interested in doing again is getting in there and working with the development of zoo staff. There are so many things that I'm seeing, things that will speed up training, things that people are missing in their training. This is across the board because dog trainers don't necessarily learn how to train animals.
Right.
They go and learn techniques for teaching a dog not to be anxious or teaching a dog to retrieve or whatever. What about how you approach a dog? What about the optimal timing for getting buy in and engagement from not just a dog, but any animal? I think you're going to be really surprised to learn that the optimal lapse, like when you know how you ask an animal to do something and you tell it good,
Right.
and then you're going to give it a re-cue, right? Or you're going to give it some other cue. So let's say you call an animal to you, you call it to a target, he comes and hits that target, you say X. And then most trainers will go, wow, that was very good. All right, here, or sit, or whatever. No, it's exit, X here, X. That timing makes a world of difference. And we won't go into it more now, but I call it love dub timing. It is a critical understanding that I don't even see getting touched on. And the way people are using targeting, I'm like, well, are they teaching the animal to target with all the body parts? Are they teaching touchback targeting so you can touch any point on the body of the animal and get it right back? Joseph, are those things that would be useful for you to know from what you've learned about the zoo field?
Yes.
So like with the capybara that you were so close to, what what could you was there anything you wish you could tell him or wished he understood so that you could help with something?
There are plenty things. I can't
Okay,
name all of them.
so just name one. It doesn't even have to be the most important one, just one. Could you do voluntary blood sampling?
That's not something I was trained on.
Oh, okay, right, that wasn't your particular job. Okay, well, how about this? And this isn't like for shows or anything like that, but did you know that it takes an average of less than 2 minutes to prepare any animal for an injection?
Really?
Less than 2 minutes. Now, you're going to actually be putting your you're going to develop your system, like how to find your career, your, I don't know how to put it, like kind of like your dream job. You're going to create the future that you want to live, right?
Right.
This way to do it. I absolutely think that this is right on. And then you're going to share that journey with your podcast audience.
Yes.
And then I have experience. I've worked in zoos and I've worked in aquariums. And so I'll have something to add, but it was some time ago because I've been doing this for many decades. And it's been many decades now since I worked for a zoo. So I'll be learning right along with your other listeners. And as study the issues and everything, not only can we produce our podcast, but we can talk about critical things in our fields. So for example, with zookeeping, the people are so freaking busy. I remember coming home at the end of the day, sometimes being so exhausted. And of course, I smelled like fish, right? A lot of times I had little crystallized fish scales flipping off of my skin and my clothes and everything. So I came in the door, I was exhausted, and I didn't dare sit down on an upholstered sofa. I laid right down on the hardwood floor. I just barely closed the door, laid down on the floor, and slept. And then I woke up. It was not a good place to go to sleep, but it was better than the alternative, which was not sleeping. You know what was really crazy about that? You know what made not just me, but even the really young, prime of life kids really exhausted?
What?
It wasn't the amount of work, it was the weather.
Really?
Yeah. If it was hot, if it was cold, and if it was windy. So, like warm rain, not a big problem. Nice day, not a big problem. Really hot day, people,
Big problem?
yeah, like a 15-year-old guy coming in, going to sleep, putting his head down on the desk and going to sleep for his 15-minute break. That is abnormal. For a 15-year-old guy to go to sleep on break time, yeah. So those were things. And I saw the animals sleeping on those same days. When it comes to windy days, one of the cities in America is very windy, and it's right outside of Yellowstone. And I was there when I went to visit Yellowstone, and it was really, I don't know, just difficult to be there. And then I just happened to run into an article about it, and they said there was a really high incidence of suicide. And they thought it was because of the very, very windy conditions. There was a theory that it blew away the little microclimate of warm air next to your skin, the air that your skin felt comfortable in, and that kept making your body have to react, and that made the people uncomfortable. Well, how does it affect the animals? Good question, right?
That is a good question.
I'm known for my good questions. I'm excited, Joseph. I'm
I am too.
excited. I think that this will be fun. And so let's get this announcement out and then let's start making podcasts.
Yes.
All right. Be there or be square. Bye, everybody. We'll see you at the podcast. Take
Good
care.
night, everybody.
Hey fans, are you enjoying Training with Casey? Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts from. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Casey Covert on YouTube. That is youtube.com/C/Casey Covert. Also, give the podcast a like, share, and comment. Thanks for joining us. Come back for more news and views on animal training and living with animals. Stay at the top of the pack with Casey. This is Joseph Laughlin, producer of Training with Casey. See you next time.